Hey guys, welcome to another session of Epic 7. This is going to be the first episode of my new series called Tips and Change. I have a couple ideas. Basically, I want this series to be kind of driven towards like the mid-game players. There's always going to be new players playing the game, and maybe these subjects will always come up. I've done a lot of account reviews and account helps in terms of like helping like a struggling player either build a wyvern team, which is the most common thing, but just seeing like where they're lacking or what they need to progress to the next level. And thank you for the community to actually give me that opportunity to do that. And so hopefully like this series will be like a collection of these kind of like the areas where I'm feeling like, okay, players may be struggling, and maybe I can give them my personal advice, hence the name Tips and Change, personal advice of how to maybe progress in that specific area. Alright, so since this is the first episode, I want to give a little slight background to this. I mean, if you guys watch me on YouTube, you guys know I kind of try to play with some puns or wordplay. Yes, at times it could be really cringe, so why Tips and Change? So Tips and Change comes from like the thought that, you know, the phrase like, oh, that's just my 2 cents, so just opinion. So I thought about tips, as in like, you know, you go to a restaurant, you give tips, and then change, you know, the change of your cash or whatever. But also underlying it would be like, hopefully that these tips that I give you will drive towards change. All right, so as cringy as it is, this is what I'm going to name the series. For the first episode here, I want to talk about speed gear, especially right now. Currently we're in season 3 of Arena, season 3 of RTA. Depends on when you watch this, that might not be as relevant to you, but in my opinion, and ever since like from the start of the game, speed gear is one of the hardest things to get. Now, I don't want to get into the probability of it. You guys can do the math, like compound 25% if you have you know, a speed sub, 25% to rolling that one again and again and again, and also then there's the percent to, you know, roll high roll speed, low roll speed. So it's potentially you can get 1 speed all the way up to 4 speed, and even 5 speed is possible, but it's so utterly rare that most people are just saying 4 speed is the max. All right, so it is possible to get 5 speed. I have gotten a 5 speed on an Epic 78 gear, so I know it's possible there. I think 5 speed is limited to Epic though. I'm not quite sure about that. So that's pretty important to know. Let me just show you guys. Before I started to really hunt for speed gear, if it wasn't because of my guildmates, they really inspired me that, oh my goodness, like my heroes are just way too slow. Before I saw their gear, I actually thought I was fast enough. I definitely wasn't. So let me show you the fastest gear I got before I started to hunt speed gear. Okay, so this was it. Hold on, I think it still might be on my Rused. Or did I sell it? This one, okay. So yeah, it's on my Rused. Okay, so I used to think this was fast. All right, a broken set Rused with a 13 speed as the max. If you're playing Epic 7, and even if you're end game, you still might not have speed gear. So this video is not to tell you like, you know, how can you get speed gear, but rather I kind of want to share my mentality when I'm hunting for speed gear. 100%, no matter what, speed gear is always going to be RNG based, but I do think that if you're hunting specifically for speed gear, there are things that you can do to like increase the efficiency per resource. I'll get to that in a bit. First things first, I think we should understand the hold on, let me pull up a hero here. So we got a visual demonstration. Let's see, I'll pull up a Cowrick because he has a pretty fast base speed. He's not a thief, he's a mage. He has pretty fast base speed. So we're gonna go to the equipment manager. This is really easy because you can filter out your fastest speed gear. So one thing very important to know is that 4 speed, like I said, it is possible to have 5 speed. I don't know what the percent is, but it's almost not documented. Just rolling a 5 speed is very, very crazy. We should all know that 5 speed is possible, just because when you buy the Hell Raid gear, it does come with 5 speed. So 5 speed is a possible roll even on an 85. But like I said, very, very rare though, very rare. I think I've only rolled 5 speed twice. Once on an 85 epic and once on the 78 epic, like I said. So therefore I think it is based on epic. If you roll to understand the range of the speed, if you roll heroic gear, it is possible to get 1 speed. I've never gotten 1 speed on epic. I'm pretty sure there's better documentation on that, but that's not the point of this. But let's say maximum is 4, 3 is pretty average, 2 is considered low roll. But now that we have the 90 gear that you can reforge gear, definitely every single roll into speed counts for something. So like for example, like the sword we have here, if you understand the reforging system, crit rate, even if you don't roll anymore, you can get 1 more additional crit rate when you 90 it. But speed, on the other hand, it only you only can increase speed once per roll. So if we 90 this piece of gear, and it has to be plus 15 before you 90 it, but if you do 90 this piece of gear, let's say it dodged crit rate and speed, it went all into effectiveness or flat health, speed won't gain, but crit rate will. Okay, so, but assuming you get the highest speed, what in plus 3 you get 4 more speed, so it's total of 8. You plus 6, you get a total of 12. We're assuming highest roll. Okay, so we're going for the potentially the highest speed you can get in a piece of gear. By plus 9, if you roll 4 speed again, it's 16, and then plus 12, it'll be 20, and then plus 15, it could be 24. So the maximum speed, unless you roll the lucky 5, is 24. Now, because it's compounding percentage, it's very, very unlikely for you to penta roll, but it is possible. It is possible. There are many players that have, you know, penta roll speed gear, like all the way up to 28 speed. So one more explanation is that for every single roll of speed in reforging, you will gain 1 speed, but maximum of 4. So if you do roll 24 speed on this, in terms of all 5 rolls, roll 4 speed, it will be 24 speed, but when you reforge it, even though you rolled 5 times, it will be capped to 28. It only counts up to 4. So therefore, heroic gear with speed is also very, very good. Anyways, that being aside, I'll show you guys just some of the speed gear. And I would say that speed on speed set will always be the king, because you can, you know, interchange. It depends on the substats, but you can interchange for CR boosters, you can interchange for tanks, for DPS. It's way easier to move around, since if you want your heroes to be speedy, they're gonna be on speed set regardless. Broken sets like this Oxalot sword, 20 speed here, would be, you know, a broken set that you know that you would never complete. It's useful to roll if you're just chasing speed. So broken sets can work for, like, you know, CR boosters, like I said, Oxalots. I mean, if you have the right stats, honestly, on anyone, it could technically work. But what's really, really popular is usually combining speed set with crit set for the highest speed, or speed set with hit set, speed set with immunity set. Those are usually the most important ones. I would say immunity is like extra end game, because hunting Azimanic or A13 is just a beast in and of itself. It's just the RNG is just insane to get the right set, to get the right gear, to get the right stats, and then rolling on top speed. So yes, just keep those things in mind. So like for example, let's build like a really fast Cowrick, right? Actually, I'll showcase some of the speed gear that I have here. So like 18. This one is like a 75. It rolled 17. Is actually pretty good, but it's like a health set. 17 there on the speed. Very, very important, especially now with 90 gear and RTA seeming to be like, you know, you'll always have more advantage if you outspeed your opponent. That's why people say speed is king. If you have more speed, whether it's on your DPS, your tanks, your healers, or whatever, generally, more often than not, you're gonna have an advantage on your opponent. This one we're gonna show in a bit in terms of the Reforge. This I believe is 19 speed, if I remember correctly. There's a 14 speed there, and it's going down. So I'm not gonna showcase anything else like under 14. It's kind of no point. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I would say if you have a 100 speed base hero, you have it on speed set, speed boot. If you roll 15 speed per piece, of course the boot doesn't count because the main stat is speed. if you roll 15 speed per piece, you're averaging about like 250 speed. So that's a really nice thing. So I would say like 15 speed on speed set is usually like, it's quick enough. It's actually quick enough. But obviously if you're going for like the toppest of the top speeds, you're not gonna get that. Showcase a bit of the helmets as well. I got a 21 there, I got a 19, I got an 18, and then it starts going down. It's not fast enough. I don't have a lot, but it definitely, all this speed gear, like I started getting these, and with the Reforge and understanding like the system behind it and what's worth chasing, it honestly really improved my account in terms of speed. All right. So that's why I kind of wanted to share this in case, you know, but like I said, it's RNG. All right. It's RNG. So this is not a guide video on how to get speed gear, but it's just more of like a mentality thing. I got a 22. So like this one, you know, it was like a no-brainer. You might as well try it. I was going for the speed. I was lucky. I did get this. So obviously this is not a penta roll. This is a quad roll into 24 speed. And so I low... Is it quad roll? I think it is quad roll. Yeah, but it was low though. It was low. So quad roll, I think I hit like 18 based on the calculation here. So I hit 18 as when it was an 85, and then I gained 4 speed when it became a 90. Of course, any speed above 20 is like, it's already really good. But then you're going to see those, you know, players with like the 27 speed, the 28 speed gear. And you're just like, what the frick? And that is insane, right? Just compounding the RNG on rolling high and then rolling, you know, the right substat. And only epic gear can get up to 28. This is not possible for a heroic. This one's a 22, got 21, and then 18. And it starts going downhill again. I need to definitely, this one rolled okay. I need to definitely start improving again in terms of speed gear. I feel very lackluster. This one, I don't even know why I upgraded it. This one is a 16 speed, so roll 3 speed on this. It will be 16 speed. This one will be 16 speed when 90'd. This one's 13. Okay, and that's it. Next, I got 22. This is probably as high as I've gotten so far. I can't break the 22. This one's 20. It's got 18, 17, 17, and 16. And like I said, the speed set ones are usually the most priority, because like I said, you can interchange that with multiple builds, the different types of heroes. You just have more flexibility with it. So, you know, you just want to roll it. This one's actually pretty good. Maybe I should think about this on someone else. It's free equip event right now. 16 speed. I got a lot of 16 speeds because it's just like low roll and it just will not budge. It's pretty annoying. This one's at 18 speed, but it's a hit set crit damage one, so I haven't found a use for this. This one's old gear. I was desperate for that one. 14 speed, and it stops there. I think there's one more. This one's 16 speed. I rolled it 3 times. This one's also 16 speed. This one is also 16 speed. I think there's one that rolled. Well, we'll check when we hit the Reforge. We'll do a preview of it, but let me just hold on. So in terms of like, as the speed gears add up, I mean it'll add up. I mean, everyone could do the math here, but yeah. So 19 speed there, 19 speed. I can't break the ring. I can't break up to 20. I just don't have it. 17 speed, 17 and 17. Just won't go higher. I would say relatively easy to roll something about like 15, 16 speed. It should be pretty easy now, especially with the 90 gear. And then the boot, let's just give it a 90 boot here, just whatever. So 295 on a Cowrick. Now I wasn't looking for a specific stats. I was just literally just putting the fastest gear I have on right now. So this won't be a really usable Cowrick. But yeah, so that's that. I'll show you guys the Reforge, and then after this I'm gonna roll a couple, and just to see, like, I'm gonna craft a bit because I don't have much gold left, but I'm gonna craft a bit and then just show you guys like the mentality, or when I, you know, choose to chase like certain pieces of gear. So I think, yeah, instead of like, you know, going through everything, I'm just gonna show like what are the potential. Like, yeah, this was 19 speed, so that 15 speed there rolled 19. It rolled 4 times, which again, according to our math, 4 times it should have been a 20 speed. It should have been a 20 speed, which could have been 24. So sometimes you just get that RNG. Like even if it rolls speed, it might roll low. But in that case, like, you know, you do the math, like, okay, I rolled this 3 times now. Should I keep chasing it? Because the potential at 90, you know, you do that reverse calculation and you just feel like, okay, should I do it? So in terms of pure speed, and it's on a hit set, even though it doesn't really have really good substats, I went for it because at that point it was kind of like the sunk cost fallacy. I'm like, I already spent so much resources on it, may as well dump the extra, you know, just to see what it's like at the plus 15. I don't think I have any more really high speed one. This one's a 16. So you can see the 3 rolls there, potentially it should have been 16 speed, and then plus 3, so potentially this should have been a 19 speed sword. Yeah, see how salty that can be. But there was yeah, I haven't broken a 20 speed gear in a long time. So this one is 3 rolls. You can see there the 15 plus 3. So 3 rolls again, potentially max potential would have been 1, 2, 3. It should have been 16 speed, and then it could have been 19. Right. So this one was closer to like perfect rolling. This one's not even that bad though, because it's on a hit set. If you have a fast enough opener, this is pretty good substats, like really good synergy. You got defense, you got health, you got effectiveness, probably some kind of tank or debuffer. Let's see here. Don't think I have any more. Like this one was kind of like salty. So crit set, hit set, it doesn't matter what set it is, as long as you can roll speed on it, it more often than not is worth it. Like I said, the use for DPS, the use for knights, healers, you know, what have you, CR boosters purely, you could definitely do that. Let's see if there's any other speed ones in this one. No, not really. I think this Assassin's Creed 116 speed on a hit set, and let's see what I got. I got this one was 12, so 15 speed. It's got health, it's got effect resist, really bad because it got 18 crit damage. I'm not quite sure who is this going to go on. I mean, this is on ACID right now. It's temp. As you can see, it's not 90'd. Let's see here, 16 speed, like I said, for that chest that we talked about earlier. So this rolled 3 times, right? So 3 times, technically, it should have been 16 speed and then 19 speed on Reforge. So low rolled. But it is what it is. This one is 3 rolls. 3 rolls should have been 16 speed max potential, 16 speed max potential, and then 19 speed. So you can very well get robbed, and I get that's where people are having problems with, and myself as well. I just can't. It's RNG, right? If you compound it, it is as rare as an ML5. Some of the highest speed gear is rarer than ML5s. Let's see here, this is a 16, like I said. So yeah, so you kind of get the point in terms of like the potential roll. I actually got a pretty decent so yeah, this one was kind of annoying too. Like for me, this is not an upgrade. Effectiveness ring, 17 speed, crit set. I need more speed gear on speed set. This one was okay actually. This one can actually be used. I should see if my Singelica needs it or something. Effect resist, and it's got some tank substats. Let's see here. I have I think I have an Azimanic like ring. This one was actually, yeah. So there's like effect resist with immunity. The substats suck on this one, except the speed as well. So it's like sometimes you just won't get the right gear. I don't think I have any more. Yeah. All right, so now to the demo. So crafting, right? So let's do this. I don't know. I'll do a bit of next, I guess. Hold on, let me. How much slots I have? I have enough to maybe showcase something. If we get some speed. Okay, so here is how I pick and choose what gear I want to invest in. All right. It also depends on the mood of the day. In terms of like do I want to roll something like this, right? It's got speed, it's on a crit set. Do I want to roll this? In this case, I will, because crit sets now can be used for like Athletica, Cerise if you're boosting CDOM and stuff like that. But like I said, if it rolls high speed, you may as well take it. Something like this, unless I'm very desperate, if it's a hit set with 2 speed start, I sometimes don't do it. So if it was a crit set with 2 speed, I probably won't do it. In this case, for this showcase, I'm actually not going to do it. I would say it might be potentially good roll, if it had like decent starting subs with it, like maybe some effectiveness on this one. But that's a video in and of itself. For this showcase, I'm not going to do it. For this one, I will, because it is a speed set. It has health main, and it has effect resistance at 7. So if it rolls all speed, this could be decent. So we're going to lock that one as well. And this one, because it has 4, and for this, I'm just going to do it. Although, again, the substats don't really work. But it could work on, let's say, an aux slots or something like that. So let's lock that. And this one for sure. So for epics, you definitely want to roll all epics with speed, even if it's at 2, just because you will know that potentially you can roll up to 5 speed, and if not, by plus 12 you're still potentially rolling into the speed. Whereas if you only have 3 substats, you know plus 12 is going to give you another stat, so you'll always be at a lower speed potential. Alright, so for this, I'm just going to roll these ones, and let's just see if we get any speed rolls to start, and we can continue the conversation there. So this is a live, this is obviously not rehearsed, I'm not going to edit this. I'm going to roll the epic one first. So what I like doing myself is like, you know, instead of just going charms all the way, I sometimes mix blue gear with charms, since blue gear you can't really sell well, and extracting is not that great. It also depends on my mood, so I'm I'm not really, you know, how do you say it, consistent, I guess, in my methodology. It's really just like, how do I feel, or how desperate am I for speed pieces on that particular gear slot. So like, for example, the neck. For epic gear, it is advised, especially if it's a speed set one, it is advised to roll twice. So if you roll once, it's not speed, you just roll it one more time just in case. Sometimes you get baited, because then you get hope if you do roll speed. So I'm just gonna mix and match here, just trying to min-max this. So I got 4 speed, right? So I got 4 speed here, so now this piece of gear is gonna bait me. So potentially right now you're doing the math in your head, you got a 4 speed, you will know, like, you know, what's the potential possible roll, and then always remember every single roll except the 5th one will get you 1 speed when you reforge it. So at this point, I'm just gonna be like, okay, let's do it. Let's get, you know, let's be hype, you know, for this live kind of showcase video thing. Let's get another speed. And I don't get the speed. So in this case, I would toss it, because it doesn't, again, it doesn't have really good synergized substats. If it had synergized substats, let's say health percent, maybe, you know, some effectiveness, maybe I consider rolling again, but in this case, I'm not. Okay, so this is just me. All right, so at this point, it's just me. And again, just picking the gear that I think that might have potential. When it comes to non-speed enhanced gear, I like using it as fodder. So for enhancing. When it comes to enhanced speed gear, I usually extract it. All right, but that's a personal preference. It's not like you know, the best thing. If you guys know what the... Okay, so this one, for example, is not a speed, and it's not epic, so this is dead. This is 100% dead. If I'm chasing speed, of course. If it has good subs, you know, albeit just, you know, roll it. Let's say, like, if it was like a crit damage neck with speed and crit rate, and it has attack, like, yeah, you just keep rolling that regardless if it's speed, but in this case, I'm not. This one had speed. It was on a speed set, so I would just feed this one into it, because even it, like, at this point... Okay, that sucks. No speed. Was that? No, that one's not speed, so I'm gonna sell this one. Purple gear does sell quite high, so I like selling the purple gear. This one didn't roll any speed. Was it? This one had a speed. Okay, so I'm gonna roll this one. This one. Oof. Okay, let me just use 1 charm. So 1 charm and 1 like cheap fodder. You see the experience there will usually end up being a +3, so it's like relatively cheap. Okay, well, so this is a good live demonstration that I rolled 1 speed, all right? But if this still rolls 2 more speeds, and we're gonna say that, you know, the next 2 rolls, so up to +9, will be 4 speed, 4 speed. This will still have, although salty potential, this will still have 9 and then 13, and then that's already 3 rolls, so that's a 16 speed neck, right? So you're always trying to kind of like anticipate potentially, you know, this could roll well, but if it doesn't, as soon as it doesn't, it's gone. All right, don't roll anymore. And again, okay, so for example, like this one is dead, completely dead. You don't roll that anymore. I know I always said I wasn't going to roll this. I'm not. I'm still not gonna roll it. Let's see here. Oh, this is the side story mission thing. So I'm gonna extract this. I'm gonna keep the other two as fodder, because I don't really want to extract hit set and crit set. I won't be using them except for the conversion, the weekly charm thing. We're gonna see if we get any more speed and just roll it. So this one is just overall salty, but it is epic. It is worth rolling, because that potentially could be your fastest speed gear, right? If you roll 4 all the way, like pento roll, that could be extremely good, right? So always keep that in mind, and we're just gonna sell everything else since it doesn't even, not even really usable stats here. Yeah, we're just gonna sell them. And I'm just gonna roll it right now for this demo. But keep at it. You have to be on the hunt. Remember that because it's RNG, and it's just like throwing darts at a dartboard blindfolded. If you throw it like in a, you know, relatively right direction, and you keep throwing it, let's say you throw 1,000 darts, there's going to be one that most likely is going to hit the bullseye, right? We're not going for like a total area of like, I don't know, you know, like 5 square foot or whatever. That's a lot of variance, right? We have only 4 stats, so 25% to roll speed. So always keep that in mind and never give up. And that's pretty much it, man. That is pretty much it. Like, I can't even, why did I roll this again? Oh, right, because the second roll. Okay. I can't multitask. So for the big hype, I'm just gonna roll this into it. You know, this is gonna be like a +2, which is 9, +9 neck. We did roll, did I roll 4 speed? I don't know, I don't remember. Whatever. So again it's dead, and no synergizing substats. So again, that is dead. I think I'll roll one more and I'll probably end here. But like I said, I mean, I think honestly getting speed gear is hard, but it's not hard to start off. So like, again, chasing speed gear, you honestly don't really need to care about the synergy of main stat, substat, but ideally it works out for the best. Right? Obviously it's good to get speed gear with synergizing subs, right? But in terms of like, let's say you're going for like a perfect neck for your like FCC or something like that, that is sometimes harder because then you're rolling the main stat with the substat, and then you have to roll on top of it being really high gear. What is this? No. No, everything else here we're just going to toss. Yeah, this will be the last time I roll. But hopefully you guys can apply these quote-unquote strategies, and maybe you don't mold. I'm just going straight for it. Yeah, so I got 2 rolls into that flat defense. Super salty. It's okay. That one's not a speed one. We're just going to go straight for it again. And sometimes you just don't get the speed. Oh, okay. So one, I get high speed, but then it went to crit damage, and again, no synergizing stats. I'm gonna toss that one. It is low crit damage too. Let's roll this one. Just gonna toss it, and this will be the end. And nope, and no speed. And then so that's pretty much it. All right, so that one will be extracted for me, and I'm already out of gold. So I think I started with 6 million at the beginning of this. Yeah, 2.5. I can't even really enhance anymore. But anyways, so that's pretty much it. If you are a mid-game player and you are struggling with certain things, please let me know in the comments down below for this kind of series, like what you want to see, what you need help with. I'm potentially thinking of having like an episode just for like what substats, you know, do you have to have for you to keep it as usable gear, stuff like that. But hopefully that this was helpful, and apologies again, there's nothing I can do to make your speed gear faster, but rather, you know, limit your resources and chase speed. What I often do in crafting sessions is honestly just chase speed, like you just keep crafting for speed, and then eventually you're gonna get something usable, maybe a DPS gear, maybe a bruiser gear, or something like that. That's actually my mentality, because that's how good speed is in this game. Anyways, hopefully this is helpful, and this will be the first episode of Tips and Change, or TNC, and I'm gonna end the video here. If you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.